on EA Sports. This one taken from the 7. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Patriots offense takes the field coming off one of their least effective performances we've seen in recent memory. They did get the win last week, though, at Buffalo 16-10. But for that man, Tom Brady, Charles, only 150 yards, no touchdowns, and an interception.
His first interception of the year, so we always keep it in context with him. He doesn't throw a ton of them, right? He does have 7 touchdown passes on the season. But they thought they'd get a tough test in Buffalo, and that's exactly what they got. New England's defense actually carried them during the game. But Tom Brady rarely leaves Buffalo without a W in his pocket.
So, Charles, on that note, Brady is now 31-3 in his career against Buffalo, and he actually has more wins in Buffalo than any Bills quarterback since 2001. On second down now, it's White. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Well, look now at our starting defense. They come into this one way down at number 23 against the run of the NFL.
And this group talks all the time about wanting to be better, getting stronger against the run. And to me, it all starts up front. You've got to win the line of scrimmage in order to play against the run very well.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Brady. He's going to air one out. This is caught inside the 15. A big play there for New England. 61 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. First down, here's White. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard. Give him maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. They tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of...
There's a man, and it's Edelman for the Patriot touchdown. Julian Edelman, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Patriots drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. With these Thursday night games, sometimes you get those quick turnarounds. You wonder how a team is going to start. They started really well.
Everyone's always wondering, going into a Thursday night game, who has their legs, who has the overall health of a team. But mentally, if you get that early edge, the other team might think to itself, it's been a short week, we're not really ready to go. You might run them into the ground that way. That's why getting that early score means a lot.
Nugent tacking on the PAT, and it's now a 7-0 game. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And it's finished off by a Pats touchdown. After the touchdown, here's Mike Nugent now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here are the Giants under second-year coach Pat Shurmur. They'll be led out by the rookie, the 6th overall pick back in April out of Duke, and that's Daniel Jones.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or 2 free.
And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 10 yards, good for a Giant first down. That's something we saw over and over again in Barkley's rookie season. He had 91 catches last year, most ever by a rookie running back, part of a fantastic rookie campaign that saw him go over 2,000 total yards. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Jones. And this is Latimer, complete. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. A first carry for the Clemson man, Wayne Gallman. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. Touchdown, Giants! Wayne Gallman, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Aldrich Rosas on for the extra point. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And the finishing touch was that nice long run into the end zone. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. This one taken just inside the 10. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. As New England's offense takes center stage here again, I actually want to talk about their defense, Charles, giving up their first touchdown of the season in that win last week over Buffalo, but they only gave up 1. So through 4 weeks, 1 touchdown surrendered. Not bad.
Yeah, they had been the first defense since the merger to not allow an offensive touchdown through those first 3 weeks that you just mentioned. Only 1 given up now. That's pretty impressive. But their offense had their struggles because they needed a block punt that Matthew Slater, their special teams ace, returned for his first career touchdown. The Pats offense, they can only muster 9 points. So without that, the Bills actually beat them 10-9. And who would have thought that was going to happen going into that game?
You know, CD, they're in the midst of a stretch here where they really don't leave the Northeast except for 1 game coming up at Washington, home against the Giants, and at the Jets. The only time they've left the Northeast was to go down to Miami. Not a bad spot.
And no one really has a problem traveling to Miami. People enjoy it.
It's a first down following a gain of 3.
That's a tremendous group effort there, because when you talk about offensive lines, the best ones, talk about guys that play in harmony, in sync, and getting things done, and they did that on that play.
Yeah, especially on 3rd and 1. Got to be in sync, and they were. Brady deferring to White on the draw. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Wait, Eddie! Push him back. Push him back. 72.
On 2nd down, it's White. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45. Trying to get 1 more in here before the quarter breaks. 7-7, our score after 1. Start of the 2nd quarter from Foxborough. It's the homestanding Patriots with the football. They're facing a tough spot, 3rd and 8 here to start things out.
58, come on. Here we go. Kill.
Throwing now is Brady. Open man is Gordon, complete. They give him 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion.
I've got to make sure that I don't take Tom Brady's greatness for granted, that we make it routine. How about that throw right there?
Yeah.
Another great completion.
And you know, one area where he honed his throwing, he was a catcher in high school. He was actually drafted by the Expos in 1995 in the 18th round.
Wow, that would have been something to see him behind the dish.
Think he gunned down a few guys?
Gunned down a few guys trying to steal second. That would have been fun to watch.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now Brady. He's got Lacoste, his tight end. A good pickup of 6 there on 1st down.
Now not staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a second and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. To throw is Brady. That's caught by the tight end, Lacoste. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Matt Lacoste, his first touchdown on the year. And the Patriots have taken the lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Extra point coming now for Nugent. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it ends with a New England touchdown. And after the touchdown, here's Mike Nugent now to kick this one away. This will be fielded at the 8. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And I'm wondering if maybe they don't go away from him on this drive a little bit. He's been great, but they haven't scored a lot of points.
I think they still have to show him as a threat. Make sure he touches it a few times, but as you pointed out, use him as a decoy a little bit and get the ball in the hands of some other people in order to put more points on the board. But he's done a really nice job of establishing them with his running.
Yeah, he's established himself well. Now can they put more points up?
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on 3rd down. And Tate's got it. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. First catch so far for Tate, and he's got a first down. A lot of eyes on Golden Tate this year to see if he can take over some of the production that OBJ had before he got shipped to Cleveland. You know, Beckham had 1,000-yard seasons 4 of his 5 years in New York. Golden Tate struggled at the end of last year in Philadelphia, but he had a really good run in Detroit, including 3,000-yard seasons in the middle of this decade. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and that'll make it 2nd and 12.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
Now this pass into the hands of Saquon Barkley. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 12 yards there and a first down. Now Jones throwing on first down. He'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now Jones. And he's taken down inside the 30. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. 14-7. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. A throw on the quick slant going to be complete. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. To throw again on 2nd down. Jones.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, You often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Second down and goal. Jones, and that is caught. He's got it for a giant touchdown. Cody Latimer, his first touchdown on the year, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes
you throw, what, a touchdown strike?
There you go. That's my man, in concert.
Jones pass complete to Cody Latimer. Touchdown, Giants.
It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts. Rosas good with the extra point. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it was finished off by a touchdown by the New York Giants. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Tom Brady and the Super Bowl champs ready for their next possession.
Wait, that's wide 20. Check, 47. Cut. Switch. Check it.
On 1st and 10, here's Brady. He's got White here. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and it's a second down. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 28-yard line.
Check it, reload.
Here's Brady. Throw left side, reeled in by Lacoste. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. New England on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. He hits White, complete. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive continues. Brady's got his guys 1st and 10, and he's hit on his first 9 passes now in the ball game.
Hey, 66.
Now Brady again. He's got him in, complete. It's Julian Edelman. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Let's go.
This will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo. Let's make these babies cry all the way. Go up. No,
the final shot before half for Brady. Got Gordon open, completes it. So we've hit halftime all even at 14 apiece. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and CD in a minute. First, it's time to take a look at what we've got coming your way this weekend in the NFL. Some great games coming up on Sunday, highlighted by a 1 o'clock matchup in Miami. A good test for the Dolphins as they'll host the Washington Redskins. The late afternoon games hold some intrigue as well. A good one being up at MetLife Stadium, where it'll be the Jets taking on the Dallas Cowboys. And finally, on Monday Night Football, a good one in the NFC North. Lions and Packers from Lambeau to wrap up the week. Meanwhile, in our game, no shortage of offense as each team has been able to move the ball effectively. Will the defenses show up in the second half? To find out, we give it back to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
New York set to take the field. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you. And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
A gain of 13. It's a first down. Jones now on 1st and 10. This is Shepard on the catch. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Throwing Jones. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Looking to throw. Jones. He's got his man. This is Tate. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Jones off the play fake. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Lightning speed there from the safety, Devin McCourty, on the sack. And that'll be marked down as their first sack of the game.
Well, they had 6 last week, and this offense did its homework, didn't it? Because they saw all that pressure, and they really worked hard to tamp it down and beat it back. And they did a great job in the first half. But now they've gotten their first sack here in the second half. Look out. They'll try to increase the pressure.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. A give to Barkley out of the gun. And he'll slice his way down to the 30 with a pickup of 7. Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. Here's Jones. From the gun, he'll throw. And down he goes. A coverage sack. Took too long to get rid of it. Lawrence Guy with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense. 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
So on 4th down, on comes the Giants kicker, Aldrick Rosas. And quite a bit of pizza in this box. It's a 53-yard attempt. And this won't make it. Off the crossbar and no good. And a big letdown there as this remains a tie game. Well, he had that one on target. That's half the battle. The other half of the battle, however, is distance.
And he nearly had that, too. But it was the crossbar that said otherwise. And that'll deny him a shot at 3.
Here comes the Patriots offensive unit. They'll have it first here to begin the 3rd quarter. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half, and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses. And
he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. Julian Edelman second touchdown of the night as his guys are able to regain the lead.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His second touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. Nugent on now for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. And they're able to get the connection on the long touchdown pass, and that's one of the easiest drive summaries you'll ever see. One play, touchdown. After the touchdown, here's Mike Nugent now to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Here he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. How do you break down his game so far? Just the one touchdown pass, but sometimes the touchdown pass stat category, that doesn't tell the whole story.
It really doesn't, not until you balance it with the error side. You know, and in this case, he hasn't thrown any interceptions. So a lot of people would call this almost a pedestrian game, kind of a bus driver game. But that's just really wrong. Being a bus driver is a good thing if you're running a football team, because that means you're in control and you're taking your team to the right places.
Yeah, he's been pretty solid. Jones now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Jones. That's complete to Gallman. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they're march off another 15 against your squad.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now Jones. Off play action. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Evan Ingram was the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Jones now to throw again. He completes it to Tate. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. This is Gallman. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. This a 43-yard attempt. Rosas' kick is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. Remember, with Rosas, there was some speculation last year in the preseason that he might not hold on to his job with the Giants.
But he certainly answered the challenge, didn't he? 32 of 33 during the regular season, 97% that is, and was named to the NFC Pro Bowl team. And by the way, at 6'3", 234, he can bench press your kicker.
And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. They go play action for White. Now it's Brady. Looking left side. He's got it. Complete. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
set. Wait, 20.
Check 55, Mike.
Here we go. Tight dog. Finish it set.
Now a play fake. Brady. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Janoris Jenkins. Jacoby Myers, the intended receiver. A critical error there in a tight game of the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. Now Jones, a big spot for the rookie from Duke. That one caught by Ellison. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. That'll be a pickup of 4 as they work with this 4-point fourth quarter lead. Throwing again on 2nd down. Jones.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jones. And he goes down. It's a Patriots sack. Michael Bennett, the former Texas A&M Aggie, dropping the hammer. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Here's Riley Dixon now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. The spotlight now focuses on the quarterback, and that's Tom Brady. And he's getting close to that number 300. That's always kind of the benchmark for a great game for a quarterback, isn't it? 300 yards.
Similar to a runner going over 100 yards or a receiver having a 100-yard-plus day. For a quarterback to throw for over 300 yards or hit that number, that kind of separates you a little bit from just the average guys in the league. This puts you up there in the elites, and that's where everyone wants to be.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off near the 29. Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the fourth quarter trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
And here comes the Giants offense back out onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
Here we go.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
10 yards, good for a Giant first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Back to throw. Jones over the middle, complete to Tate. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Looking to throw. Jones finds his tight end Ingram. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Ready?
Match by four. Let's get out.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He's got it. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Evan Ingram, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Giants are going to jump back in front. Those are the types of plays in these moments they were hoping for from this young rookie, able to put him up here in the fourth quarter.
How about the kid? You just mentioned it, the fourth quarter. This is when you have to make those winning plays. That's what he just did. Doesn't ensure anything, but he certainly gave his team a heck of a chance, didn't he?
Now an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal. He's got it, and this is indeed up to a 3-point lead. A drive there of just 4 plays, and it was polished off by a Giants touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep, and no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Tom Brady leads the offense out for their next possession. And the interception that ended their previous drive, that might be one we look back on and say that was the turning point of this game.
Hey, partner, guess what? There's still time for a few more turning points in this ball game. They're only 1 score down.
Yeah, true. We could have some twists and turns. Stay tuned. A gain of 6 there on first.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. Tom Brady needing a fourth quarter comeback here. He's actually only done it 8 times in the last 5 years, but if you break that down further, the Pats in those years rarely losing in the fourth quarter like they are now. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. Open man is Gordon, complete. Less than 2 to play with just a field goal separating these two sides. So the Patriots with a football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Back to throw. Looking for Edelman, and he hits him. It's complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. It'll be a Patriot first down on a pickup on 16. Back to throw. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Josh Gordon, the intended receiver. And it's 2nd down. He'll look to throw. This is caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Josh Gordon, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
A score that puts them in front here late, but now you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
The extra point coming now for Nugent. And that will make this a 4-point game. That time a 6-play drive. And it's finished off by a Pats touchdown. And after the touchdown, here's Mike Nugent now to kick this one away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So now Jones and the Giants down 28-24, 80 seconds remaining. They need a touchdown. A field goal is worthless now as they come up on 1st and 10. He's back to throw. He'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. Give him 18 there, and the Giants have a first down. They got exactly what they wanted there. Out route, catch, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
And I have to criticize defense here because you know the situation. You want to keep them inbounds and have the clock run. So I'm sitting on the outside portion of the field and not letting them throw an out route. Throw anything inside and I'll make the tackle. An out route? That's not the way you're supposed to play it.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. Open man right side is Ingram.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. On the draw, this is Barkley, and that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped to the backfield. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Now Jones, he's going to let it fly, and that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the 2nd quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
Down 4 late, got to go for it here on 4th down. Jones throwing on 4th down. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Dante Hightower coming in for the sack from his linebacker spot. So now let's reset here, Charles. They do have 2 timeouts left, so they can stop the clock twice. This one's not quite over yet.
No, and what you're doing on defense, you're going to use both timeouts, obviously. But you've got to call defenses are going to force the issue early, meaning you want that play over fast. You don't want to give them time to dance around in the backfield or run a wide sweep that'll take off time. Blitz them, put pressure on them, make sure that play ends quickly so that you can go ahead and keep moving.
Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And checking the timeouts, they do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
He's crashing. He's checking crash.
Hey, ball 66.
They'll run on 1st down. White. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. Now the Giants will use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th. So they come up on 2nd down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing. They stay on the ground. This time it's Michel, and he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. The Giants going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Alert.
And they'll indeed take a knee. And a sight that's becoming familiar in this season. They remain undefeated, another win under their belt.
And they did it the way that they really want to. Taking a knee at the end of the game. That means you have the ball, you're in control, you dictate the final part of this ball game, and they did exactly that.
And the clock rolls down to 0. So 1st and 2nd down went in the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13. So this will wind up a victory for the New England Patriots. And to the surprise of nobody that watched this game, guess who led the way in the victory? Tom Brady.
Oh, yeah, Tom Brady, who did his normal performance, and sometimes I wonder if we don't give enough credence to the performance. Because he did his job, right? He did what Brady normally does, right? I just wonder if we should be marveling a little bit more. But in this case, let's just leave it on an even keel. Tom Brady did it again.
Another winner for TB. So for the Pats, they remain as hot as anyone, 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week, where they take on the New York Jets. Meanwhile, for the Giants, they can't quite seem to turn things around as they fall into 2-4 now on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.